Hello, Marcela. Since we haven't met in a quite a while, I thought it would be maybe a good idea if I make a quick video to just show you everything I've done on the website. So you can see what the status is. I thought it would be maybe a bit easier than reading the documentation. Of course, there's also a documentation which I will submit on Complexis. So, anyways, I left pretty much everything on the website the way it was. I added the spacecraft Martian spacecraft management system as a project. I changed nothing on this side. I also changed nothing on this page, on the project overview page. The only thing I changed was this bottom on the top right, which says see traces. So when you click on it, it will direct you to the tracing view, or that's what I call it. And then the first thing you will see on the tracing view is the tracing graph. On the left side, you will have a selection of user stories. You can select the user stories you want to filter them out, so you can have a more specific view of what you're looking for. On the right side, you can filter by like node types. You can also change the colors. For example, I could remove the attributes and the relationships, and then this would be the view that I get. On the bottom, you have the, I call it a detail view. So you can press on a node, for example, let's say this you press on the aircraft node. Then you will get here a list of user stories in which the aircraft class is contained in. And you can then select whichever user story you want. On the right hand, you will then have an overview of the selected user story, the words or the chunks of the user story that are mapped to an entity or underlined. And on the bottom, you have a detailed view of the selected node. So you see the name, you see the type, you see the ID of the node. Here you can also press on one, so you can press, for example, on the company, and then it will switch the user stories here, and it will also switch the details on the bottom. If we go back to aircraft, you also see that there are a bunch of actions here. You can delete the node if you want. You can add an attribute. If you add the attribute, you can give a name. So I don't know, an aircraft can have let's say a pace or whatever. And then if you can also select which word it applies to. So obviously there's no pace now in this user story, but let's say it's these two words. You could then say it's from these two words the attributes derived, and then you can save it. Also, you can add a relationship between two entities. Same thing, you give a name and you say where it's derived from. Also, what you can do, you can right click on the nodes, and then you pretty much have the same actions. You can see the details. You can delete a node, you can add an attribute, you can add a relationship. Maybe what's interesting, if you right click on a class or you select a user story, or you select the user story, you will have the action add class. If you select a class or an actor, you will have the add attribute and add relationship actions. Okay, so then here on the top, you see a a tab selection or a selection tab. Here we can switch between different views. You can have a class diagram view, which is, it's not very structured right now, I know, but I thought it would be better than what I had before with planned UML, because it would, you can interact with it and you could add actions in the future. Then you have the matrix view, which is just a basic traceability matrix. Here again, you can still apply the filters. So I don't know if you only want to see the relationships and only want to see them from like the first 5 user stories or whatever, you can do that. And then you also have a list view where the filters again apply however you want them to apply. Yeah, this is pretty much it. I will upload this video. I hope this is useful for you.